All right, let's get back to our breaking news. Jimmy Kimmel live will return to ABC. Walt Disney says the late night show will be back on starting tomorrow. Its return comes less than a week after Disney suspended the show indefinitely following comments Kimmel made on air in response to the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. So the Walt Disney Company issued a statement on the decision, writing, quote, "Last Wednesday, we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It is a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show on Tuesday." We'll have more on this in just a bit. All right, but let's bring in Peter White, executive editor of television at Deadline. Hi, Peter. Boy, a lot going on. We just got this news in the last hour. So the suspension of Kimmel's show certainly sparked a strong reaction in Hollywood and beyond. Could that have played a role in the decision to bring it back?
Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? It's been a wild week for late night television with this Jimmy Kimmel situation. On one hand, yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there who think that Disney was making a folk hero out of Jimmy Kimmel, and what we've known for the last few days that they have been in discussions. Those conversations have taken place for since Thursday. So the fact that they could get this back on the air is great news for some. I think there'll be still some supporters of the president who perhaps would have preferred that he was not on television on Tuesday night. But yeah, we're all going to be watching Tuesday to see what Jimmy Kimmel makes of it.
Yeah, certainly. A lot of the supporters of Kimmel's suspension called it a business decision. The president cited bad ratings. So does the temporary nature of this break put that theory to bed?
Well, we're still doing some reporting on what exactly will happen, how long Jimmy Kimmel plans to stay around late night has always been up for debate. He himself has talked about wanting to leave various points over the last few years. But yeah, certainly this is going to be fascinating to see what Jimmy says. Fascinating to see how he reacts, because one of the things, and Disney said it in the statement, that they felt some of those comments were insensitive and ill-timed. They were really pushing for him to apologize. He did not want to apologize. So the words that he says on the monologue on Tuesday night, I think we'll have a few of us poring over them to see what he says.
Oh, absolutely. All ears and paying attention to it. So do we know anything about the monologue tomorrow night?
No, I suspect there will be a group of Jimmy Kimmel Live writers going through it right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if that goes through the top levels of Disney with Bob Iger, the CEO, and Dana Walden, who essentially runs the television operation. I suspect that they will have had some conversation in those meetings about what he might say on that first show back before they put out this statement. So I suspect Disney will know themselves. We don't know that quite yet. Jimmy hasn't said anything yet. I don't know if he's going to speak before the show, but yeah, it's certainly he's become something of a lightning rod for a much bigger issue. You have a sign there saying protect free speech. I think there's a lot of people, even some on the right. It was really fascinating to hear Senator Ted Cruz's comments a few days ago, where he was saying that this isn't necessarily a good thing because this kind of stuff could happen to people on the right if it does happen. So yeah, he's had some supporters on both sides.
Did this announcement surprise you?
The timing of this announcement surprised me. Yeah, we were led to believe that they were still in conversation. So I gather that they managed to get that over the line. I think we were expecting something either later today or perhaps tomorrow. But yeah, it's the fact that they made this so quickly and that Jimmy will be back on the air on Tuesday. That's a good sign.
Yeah, we'll circle back with you to kind of get your thoughts on his monologue the day after, the night before. All right, Peter White. Peter, thank you. All right.